Yesterday afternoon I dropped my phone and the screen smashed, and it was so bad that I can't use my phone at all. So as a person in a new country, new city in Paraguay, in Encarnacion, how bad was it to survive without a phone for just one afternoon and one night? It didn't go too well, to be honest. Now, if you have been following me for a long time, you'll know that when I was in Kyrgyzstan last year in the summer, I had problems with my old phone, which is now my spare phone, and I had problems with the charging port. It didn't work, so I had to buy a wireless charger when I was over there. When I was packing for this journey, I grabbed the spare phone, just shoved it in the bag, but forgot the wireless charger. So I don't have a spare phone unless I buy a new wireless charger. So I'm actually on the way to the shop. It is 8:30 in the morning. You can see overnight it's been raining, and I did hear it. And the weather is not looking too good anyway. So one of the first things I did when I realised I was going to go digital detox, I went across and thought, right, let's go and pay for an extra night, which I was going to do anyway. I had to look up where the nearest ATM was on my laptop using Google Maps, and I went out, and it's somewhere over that way. I managed to find it, no problem. However, when I got to the bank, it did tell me that I had insufficient funds. That's because I've got two cards, two bank accounts, one for travelling, one for all my bills and all my money going in. So I had to come back to the hostel to transfer money using my laptop and trying to remember my passwords, because I never used my laptop for my banking app. That was a pain. And eventually, when I managed to get the money transferred and go back to the bank, to ATM, and then I got the money out. But even then, when I came back, I was like, which way is the hostel? Where am I going? Oh no, am I lost? I'm lost in a strange city. But I managed to find it. And then last night, trying to have some conversation with the guys in the hostel, because obviously you use Google Translate for it, because I don't speak Spanish. It was just so difficult, especially as I wanted to go out to a cheap takeaway place that was recommended, and it was very cheap. And again, they had to give me directions and they're using their Google Translate, and again I got lost. And then just before I went to bed, I usually have like 10 minutes on my phone just looking at a TV program, but I couldn't, but I used the laptop instead, which was awkward as anything, perched on my belly. So yeah, I've just realised how relied upon my mobile phone is, which is really bad. So I've been recommended to go to this place, America, mainly because of the fact it's just round the corner and I knew I wouldn't get lost. So it's early, I want to see how much it is. There is various other shops in town that fixes phones. Let's go in and find out. Well, that was interesting. The guy spoke amazing English, which was helpful.
you give me three prices. If I wanted the exact one screen replaced, it would be £170 worth. It's like 1,700,000. One that was similar was 1,600,000. Or the cheapest, which was 75,000. So obviously I've gone for the cheapest, and he said the difference is it's not an OLED screen, it's an LED screen. It still works, and for the time that I've got left here, it's all I need. But it's going to take about 4 hours. 4 hours of no phone. Now, there is a plus side to all this, in that digital detox, even though I'm complaining about it, it was actually quite therapeutic. No scrolling, no checking on my YouTube videos every 5 minutes to see how well they're doing, or just looking at random TikTok videos for what I think was 5 minutes but turns out to be an hour. So yeah, just to get to sleep, and I actually slept really well. So maybe it's a good thing. And even just walking around without your phone, going to the bank once I knew the way there and back, you're not on your phone just checking for if you're going the right way. So yeah, so 75,000. It's a hit I've got to take. I might have to get, if I can find a cheap one, a phone protector to help me out. So what am I doing for the rest of the day? Well, looking at that weather, I don't think I'll be doing a lot. I do need to do some admin, the big one being laundry. It happens every week. And then using my lumbersome laptop, do a quick map of where I'm going to go for the next few weeks. But yeah, it gets to a point where you realise that you are relying on a small device like your mobile phone, because I am of the generation that remembers the good old days when we didn't have phones. But yeah, it's starting to get a bit too relied upon. So I'm going to be going back in, well, he said 1 o'clock, so I'll go back for 1 o'clock and see how it is. Fingers crossed. So I'm back in the hostel. As you can see, this is just a beautiful place. A couple of English girls in the background who are travelling throughout South America. But this place is just like a sitting room in somebody's house, and it's just chilled, really nice. Now, I did say that the cost of the phone getting repaired was 75,000. No, it's not. It's 750,000. I'm always getting confused with the money over here. And I was going to do my laundry, but the hostel just said, "Oh, we'll do it for 30,000." Okay. So I'm like, what do I do now? I've just got to wait. Digital detox. It's just after 1 o'clock, and I'm about to go down to America shop to see if the phone's fixed. So what have I been doing for the last few hours in my digital detox? I've had a shave. I've nothing else to do. I've been chilling. I actually got my laptop out for a little bit just to check on the UK prices for getting an iPhone 15 Pro Max new screen, because that's the phone it is. and it's more expensive than what I thought it was in UK. So maybe it is a lot cheaper in Paraguay. Right. So I'm actually going a different way. Instead of going down that street, going down this street. And there is a lot of noisy motorbikes around here. But some of these houses, I mean, these are just flats, but some of the houses down that way, so beautiful. And I have been tempted to come out a couple of times just to see if I can have a look around without a map. But as you can see, the clouds are really dark. Been spitting a few times, so I've not really bothered. And I had breakfast. Made myself some scrambled eggs and some muesli and yogurt. Very healthy. Now, just around the corner down there, but I've seen another techno shop just there. There's a few of them. But there you go, American shop. I've now got my phone back and it's looking better than it was before. So inside the shop itself, it is a mixture of electronics and for some reason perfume and aftershaves. But the guys that have fixed it, it looks clearer than what it was. It looks a lot better. So when I explained to them that it looks newer. So when I got the phone damaged in Brazil the last time, about 3 months ago, and they replaced the screen, they've said in the American shop it was a very cheap, nasty screen that was put on. They asked if the battery power was losing itself all the time, and I went, yeah, you've got a better screen now. So 750,000. I think money has been well spent. And the other thing that I've done this morning was with a pen and paper, the old-fashioned way, went through my budget for the rest of the month, because we're only on Monday the 4th and already I've spent money on a flight, my phone. But I look like I can survive within my limited means if I stay in places longer, stop taking buses every 3 or 4 days, and then I'll find the rest of this month no problem. But overall, I have a phone that works and it's better than it was before. So I'm quite happy. I am very happy, especially as it is cheaper than UK, cheaper than Brazil. Brazil was double the cost. Let me get past, please. Still moving. So I am staying for one more night in the Frida hostel. Tomorrow I will be going out to the Jesuits ruins, which is not too far away. Bus station's just down the road, so it's not too bad. And I'll be checking them out. So that was me getting my phone sorted out. Not as exciting as my normal videos, but this proves that everyday life carries on when traveling, and when it comes to sorting out problems, you've got to think on your feet, even if you're in a strange country, strange city, and not a lot of money. But that's what the traveling lifestyle is like, the backpacking route, and it's not for everyone. But if you've enjoyed this little video, then all you got to do is press that like button. If you want to see the Jesuit ruins tomorrow, then all you got to do is press subscribe. But until the next time, the hostel's just up there. Bye bye for now.